Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever the time zone is. Hello, and welcome to the final Reddit, our FF14's unofficial translation and interpretation stream. And I'll be as usual, the unofficial interpreter for this stream. My name is Ilona. Nice to meet you guys. Yes, reoccurring visitors, welcome. And it's been a while since the very last two few live letters that went through months ago. I just want to make a testing here. Can you guys hear what I'm trying to say? Is the volume okay? Hello, thank you. You guys are brilliant as well. Yeah, sorry, I'm just actually testing around. It's good? Nice. Please let me know if the stream audio is too loud or you can't really hear what I'm trying to say so that you can actually get the best experience possible. Can you hear us? Great, 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 great. Welcome, welcome abroad. Welcome abroad. Right? Welcome. Actually, I have no idea what I'm trying to say here. So it's been too long since I last streamed, so I forgot whatever that I need to do to actually learn how to communicate. Oh well. Once again, I feel nervous. So just to give a disclaimer that this is unofficial, and interpretations may not be fully accurate and might have some little human mistakes here and there. So if you can compare it to the official translations that will be issued by Square Enix in near future, please refer to that instead, because official translations will always be better than ours. Yeah, I'm just doing my best to relay what Yoshida has said in the stream, and hopefully nothing will be missed out, and hopefully I can relay every single thing without any issues and mistakes. If that's ideal, that is. Yeah, it's perfect. Thank you very much. And just to let you guys know that this particular stream takes place in Tokyo Game Show. Is currently ongoing right now, and because of that, this particular letter live will be shorter. Expected, yeah, will be shorter than our usual first introduction of a new patch. Yeah, it will be shorter because Yoshida won't be at the stage for long. Yep. So he will most likely be there for around 60 to 70 minutes at best. So once the time's up, you will have to wrap up, and then the producer live letter will end there. And thus, the stream will end after the live letter ends as well. So please take note. Hello, D. Jorilo. Hello from the PH. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for participating as well. Yeah, please have a seat. Please be comfortable. It's not really short. It's just going to be, not as long as you expect. Okay, with that said, I'll be turning off the chat now because I need to focus on the interpretation. And here goes. Yep, it seems that we are about to start the corner very soon, so sit back and have fun. Is that intended? Was it too soft? Can you actually hear what's actually on the stream? Oh, I don't think this is the one. Oh boy. Yeah, it seems there's no audio coming out from my Oh. Oh, when I speak? Oh, okay. Right, anyway, yeah. Anyway, greetings from Yoshida and Foxclone. Oh, seems that there's a lot of people on the stage. Okay, okay. Oh, apparently this is the last stage corner for Tokyo Game Show today. Anyway, I've already tuned up the audio for the PLL itself. Can you actually hear that? Yep, greetings from Yoshida as usual. Yep. Okay. Just to reiterate, this panel will be the last one for Square Enix stage at Tokyo Game Show. Very, very quiet. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. This is practically the last corner. Oh, okay. Now I've turned up the volume a bit. Is it better? Very faint. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. Please let me know if it's too loud. I will be tuning the volume down. Okay. Yay. Thank you very much. Thank you for pointing this out. So I shall go back to interpretation. Yeah, Yoshi P has been doing MC for the first few corners, especially the Fantasian Neo Dimensions corner that actually took place yesterday. So he wasn't too used to being an MC, so this is his first time. Yeah, and he's sharing his experience as being an MC for yesterday's corner. And he's trying to refrain himself from interrupting the guests on stage because he's not really used to be an MC, and Foxconn is giving him advice of being an MC.
大体こう MC をやると MC じゃない人って、なんていうんですかね、この全体のステージの中では敬意を払う対象の人が来るじゃないですか、ゲストの人だったり、目上の人だったりにちょっとだけ失礼に行く。
Yeah, apparently Foxconn is also giving him some tips and tricks on being a very effective MC because Foxconn is usually the MC for most of the live letters. So it's time for Foxconn to flex his muscles and be a senpai. Yeah. And sometimes Foxconn actually says that sometimes it's fine to actually interrupt the guest and just excuse himself. Like trying to say, yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but that kind of thing. Yay! Congratulations for Yoshida for being an MC. He's doing very well. Yep, there will be coverage of what's to come for patch 7.1, and there will be also some announcements. And Yoshida feels at ease and is relieved because he's currently feeling better because there are no optional guesses. There's no guess or anything, so he feels at relief, a lot more at ease, so he can be himself. But anyway, let's move on to the next agenda. Yep, since this is part 1, there will be no actual in-game footage, and this will be a sort of a brief introduction of what's to come for patch 7.1. Yeah, unlike other stages like Dragon Quest and so on, there will be some introduction for the gameplay accompanied with in-game footage, but this live letter is usually just a brief introduction, so there won't be much in-game footage. Yep, since
トレーラーはございません。っていうか影も形もないですまだ。
Yep, so since this is the introduction for patch 7.1, there will be no in-game footage and there won't be trailers. Well, in fact, the trailer is not even in production yet.
はい
Yeah, so he's been doing all the producer and director checks right now.
パッチアートとパッチタイトルは間に合いましたので、
The patch artwork and the patch title is decided and he will be announcing it today.
それではお願いします。
どうぞ
Now, what's the patch name going to be? Oh.
会場の皆さん大変ありがたいどよめきをお願いしありがとうございます。
これは
This is all mine.
そんな感じがしますね
まあまあそうですね。
ああもうコメント大騒ぎで
まあコ
ね
メントの方でもですね、大変キャラ名が連発されております。
そうね
Yeah, there's quite a lot of characters in one artwork and a lot of names flying out around here and there. So let's start from the top.
はい
That divine figure.
こちらはまあ絶
はあは
新たな絶が
あはい
まあ絶もう一つの未来ということで。
Okay, the one on top is actually boss form of Gaia and Rin in the upcoming Futures Unwritten Ultimate.
こちら
Yeah, Futures Futures Rewritten. Yeah. Sorry for getting it wrong.
ちょっとこの人が
Anyway.
なぜここで
はい
薄気味悪い笑いをしているのかは後ほどちょっと説明しようと。
And why is she giving it such
部分
a
がですね
very sinister smile? It's up to you to find out in the next
我々
patch.
開発チームが
はい
最も想定していなかった人気になってしまった
はい
二つ頭のキャラクターが
And this artwork also features one character with the dual head where it got a very sudden popularity since its debut.
そうになっているのかと。
はい
いやいやなのでちょっとね、もう
Yeah.
光の戦士どこ行ったっていう感じですけど。
大忙し
Although, yeah, the question is going to present where is actually the Warriors of Light, but that's besides the point. Let's go with the patch name called Crossroads.
ロード未知との遭遇。
未知との開
最
口でね
高ですした。ごめんなさい。映画の名前をちょっと。
そうね
いやこの世代未知とのってなると
遭
ごめんね。
遇がどうしても出ちゃう
そうそう。
Apparently, Yoshida also got the kanji wrong.
ちょっと今回交わって
未知との開口
ということで、
will be the Japanese pronunciation of the patch.
クリスタルなんかも
はい
11プレイヤーだった方はちょっとね、
そうです
あれあえてな
ね
のかなみたいなところがあるかと思いますが、
Yeah, and this artwork also contains some elements where Final Fantasy 11 players will be very familiar with.
言い過ぎですよね
いやまあそうですね。
Yeah, and the reason why Yoshi P got the kanji wrong is because he mixed up with the title of the movie.
それで87.1お届けしてまいろうと思います。
And from here, he's going to present you the information that is going to come from patch 7.1.
いつなのっていうのをざっくり目安ですがお伝えさせていただきます。
He's going to present you a rough estimate of when the patch will be released.
4月中旬
This will be released on mid-November 2024.
大きくうなずいてらっしゃるので、知ってた定期っていうことだなと。
So this patch date isn't really a surprise because everyone will be, can actually sort of tell when it comes. So those who are familiar with, it's not really a surprise.
すごいもうコメントに特定の日付が飛び交っている状態ですけどね
おお、なるほど。
11月中旬でございますのでよろしくお願いいたします
Apparently, the stream comments are trying to get the exact date itself, but
さあ
for now, it's going to be releasing mid-November.
早速入っていきたいと思いますので
So moving on to the next.
こちらからです
So first of all, we have this.
さあ、
Oh,
いいですよ、タイトル出していただいて。
どうぞ
はい、新たなメイン。
so what do we have here will be the new main scenario quest.
さらにございますので、
はい
ちょっと
There will be furthermore new screenshots moving on. There will be this and another one.
そう気になるこの子
And yeah, definitely someone of concern. And we have another more.
ええ
Oh.
声の人
まあ
A person with a good voice.
7-0でももう少し掘り下げて欲しかったなっていうお声は、まあフィードバック見てても拝見してたんですけど、まあここでちゃんと描くためにもそうしてあったということなので。
So apparently, Yoshida is aware that he got a lot of feedback saying that he wants, to explore more on Sorauja. Apparently, he's not really that well explored in 7.0, and 7.1 will be featuring him, and we will get to know more about him in 7.1. And this particular new patch 7.1 will be stories that leave a lot of roads and some, will spread some plot lines that will head towards 8.0, and this patch 7.1 will be the start of it. So moving on to the next. And we will have a new LXXXIII quest, Peru Peru.
もう分かりやすくね、色が違う人がいますので、まあこの方を中心に物語が進んでいくんでしょうね。
So this NPC is new to the story, so the story will revolve around him. Him? Her? I don't know. And he has quite some standout elements for this character. So yeah, this particular Allied Society quest will be focusing on him, and the story will revolve around him as it develops. Oh, and another screenshot. And apparently there's someone in a completely wearing different clothes, different color. And we have another screenshot. And another colorful person appears. And calling the stage attendees to please move in front and eliminate as many space as possible so that others can pass by. This is only for the physical attendees for the event. And since we have added 2 more new jobs, and there's a lot of new jobs that people may have not leveled yet, so people can actually take the chance to level their unleveled jobs. So yeah, those who can't really spend time in leveling, you can actually use this new LXXXIII quest to level up. Well, a lot of string comments, they say, wow, I've already done my leveling. But yeah, there are players out there who already level every jobs to level 100, but that's besides the point. Apparently we have a new content coming out. It's a new custom deliveries for Nitowike. So what kind of story will unfold with this NPC? This is actually different from a certain person which we actually witnessed the sundering of that particular character, but yeah, that's besides the point. And another new screenshot. Well. Yeah. Well. It's obvious that it will feature these following characters, so yeah, this is expected. So please look forward to it. Now moving on to the next. Oh, this is quite a familiar character. So previously, Yoshida has already announced that if you actually clear all the role quests, there will be an additional story that will be added in patch 7.1, and this will be the content. So if you haven't cleared all the role quests yet, you have until 7.1 to clear everything. And this additional role quest will be the epilogue of sorts. It will conclude the current role quest. Yeah, and he's aware that, and you should be aware that there are few villains in the story that are quite incompetent and quite inept. So he's going to wonder what sort of comedy or funny thing that will unfold with this additional request.
やられそうな未来しか見えないですよな。
When you look at it, it just feels like that woman is going to get defeated or something.
皆さん
Oh dear. Will you be the one to help her out?
大集合ですね。
That's sort of like a grand assemble of
というこ
sorts.
とで、結構ね
And
コストもちゃんと
such.
しっかりかけて作ってますの
And
で
we have actually devoted quite an amount of cost for this, so we hope that you can enjoy when it releases.
では続いてはこちらです。どうぞ。
And moving on to the next.
違う色の人が出てくる。
Well, completely different.
さっきやったじゃんみたいなね。
Yeah.
はい。
When you look at this character, it feels like, hey, wait, didn't we have another better character previously?
繁華街の
But moving on, this will be the additional Wachu Meki
噛
quest.
まなくなったね。
すっかり慣れました。
なるほど。
When you are actually used to how to pronounce it, you won't feel that it's hard to pronounce anymore.
すべて、
Yeah, this is mainly for crafters and gatherers.
こちらも 7.1 で、予定通り実装
Yeah,
され
and
ており
this
ます。
quest will be released on patch 7.1 as well.
こちらもスクリーンショットがもう
And we have prepared one more screenshot here, and let's show it.
まあ結構ね
There's another one.
ジョブ系のロールクエストに比べて、まあさらにね結構濃い登場人物たちがいて、
Yeah, we have quite a colorful assortment of cast members that are quite different from the ones that appear in the role quest. And these characters have their own colorful personalities and stories and backgrounds as well. So we hope that you can take your time to delve into it in deeper eyesight, and then find out what's actually unfolds with these stories.
変わる人かな。
Oh wow, we have a bunch of other Mao characters as
まあ
well.
人も混ざってくるんで、
そうですね。
ややこしいことになりそうな
確かにや
気もしますけどね。
ややこしそうですね。
Yeah, and since we have new characters here and there, it can get quite
そしてですね、
はい
続いては
confusing.
新たにスタートしていく、
は
But that's besides the point. We hope that you can enjoy it.
は
ちょっとまずスクリーンショット見てみましょう。
We'll have one more screenshot, and it's going to be a completely different story. But here we go. We can hear the cheers
まあ
at the
私
stage.
ね X シリーズに突入しましたので、
はい。
さあタイトル出しましょうか。
出ました。
はい。
Right, inconceivably further Hildebrand adventures, and this will be the start of a new arc. And
まあ黄金編
Oh, we have
スタート
clapping
という
hands.
ことで、まあ今回はまだちょっと顔見せ程度のちょっとねプロローグみたいな形で。
so this particular arc is going, this release that is going to be sort of like a prologue of the quest line,
もね
いろいろ気になります
いろいろ気
ね。
になる。で一応
はい。
and
もう一枚
yeah,
だけ
ほうほう。
ある。
and this actually will attract people's attention.
は
And then one more new screenshot. Oh, well, we don't know what that is. We just can't tell with this screenshot. We can't tell. We can't tell for sure what is going to happen. Yeah.
ナシは
Well,
今更驚いた顔をしてるのかが。
why would Nashu feel surprised at this point?
きっと用なしに見えるあれ爆弾だと思うんですけど。
It feels like the one that's holding is a bomb of sorts, but we do not know.
知らせるとき必ずこれ使おうとするじゃん。で一応多分導火線についた火を消したのか
あ、
な。
握ったの。
多分ね。
Well, you know that whenever Nashu is trying to announce something, she will always bring up two bombs
うわでも
on her hand.
シルディだったら
はい。
Maybe the one that is grabbing is just trying to defuse a bomb or
し
something.
か浮かばないけど、なしは意外と巻き込まれないんで、
そうですね
爆弾に。
And yeah, it's quite known that Nashu isn't really the type of person who get involved in the explosions.
プロローグという形になってます。
But either way, we do not know what's going to
まあ
unfold.
大丈夫です
So
プロローグ
yeah.
見ればどんな系統な話
So yeah, please don't worry about it. You just need to treat this particular release as a prologue of sorts. Just think of it as you are actually going through a prologue before going through the main meat of the
続
story.
いて、また
Anyway, that's all for
あれこれ
the Hildebrand. We are going on to the next.
ここから一層で少し見ていきたいと思います。
And we are going to go through it very briefly. So let's go on.
どうぞ。ほう。
はい。
So what's to come in patch 7.1?
強くてニューゲーム
We will have a new game plus support for 7.0.
現状のクエストのフラグは維持したまま、もう一回体験できますよという強くてニューゲームですが、
はいはい
87.0全体対応させていただいてます。
はい。
まずメインクエスト
はい
対応しております。
First of all, main is job quest.
2種の2つのねジョブクエストも強くてニューゲーム対象になってます。 そしてロールクエストの方も、
So featuring job quests and then role
クエ
quests.
ストの最終エリアは結構絵代わりがメインクエスト中激しいエリアでもあったので、まあ元の姿を今一度という方もまあいらっしゃるのかなとは思いますが、まあ強くてニューゲーム。
So with this new game plus, you can actually get to visit the final area, which is stated to be quite divisive after the clear of the main quest. So by going through the main new game plus, you will get to visit the area before it changed to its current state. You know what I mean if you actually clear 7.0. So yeah.
さらにですね、メインクエスト以外のダンジョンも
So moving on to the duty support.
対応していこうよという話
There will be a support for non-main scenario quest dungeons to be implemented moving forward.
ちょっとあんまりもう数えたくはないんですけど、いやメインクエストだけでいいって言ってたんですけど、まあでも多分最近始められた方はストーリーどんどんね追っかけていく過程で両脇サイドにあるダンジョン開けてもいないみたいな方も結構いると思うんで。まあでもやっぱせっかくなら遊んでいただきたいですし、
なるほど。
はい、ロアも詰まってるので、なのでコンテンツサポーター対応やっていきましょう。
Anyway, the reason behind the support for non-main scenarios dungeon quests to be implemented is because there are a lot of feedback for players to have this implemented. And on top of implementing this, there will be filled with a lot of lore elements for players to explore. So if you feel like exploring it once again, please feel free. We did say that the main scenario quest will be enough for the support, but we will be slowly starting to add support of dungeons that aren't required for the MS skill, which is what is going to be featured in 7.1. And for now, what they will support is Halatari actually.
もうコツコツまた10年かけて
Yep, this is said to be implemented gradually. We do not know how long it will take, but yeah, it will be implemented for all of the dungeons eventually, hopefully. Well, if you compare Halatari to the current dungeons, it's very different now, you know.
見ていただけるとありがたいな。
ありがとうございます。では続いてですがこちらです。
急に何の予告もせずに急に。
So apparently there will be updates for the Hall of the Novice with no prior hints or announcement whatsoever.
今年にかけて海外で日本の皆さんもそうですけど、PR でこう回ってる時にやっぱりこうそろそろ若葉の人たちがこう上がってきた時に、ちょっと難しめのコンテンツに行く時に。ちょっと中級者の館とか、あとこうあれですね、ローテーション、スキルローテーションの考え方とか、サンプルとか対応していけないですかっていうお声をちょいちょいいただく機会が結構増えてきてて、で、スキルローテーションに関しては、作ることも難易度高いし、メンテナンスコストも高いので、まだちょっと協議中なんですが、まずは今回こちらをちょっとやっていこうということで、ギミック、いや
Okay, apparently what Yoshida said here is that throughout the years, as Final Fantasy XIV evolves from expansion to expansion, there will be a lot of changes in terms of skills and as well as rotation. But at the same time, there are a lot of new players, and there's a drastic increase of new players joining the game since then. And because of that, there are a lot of voices from either the PR, the media people, as well as players, giving feedback to Yoshida that they want new players to be able to know their skill rotations, how to actually play the game and such. And they felt that the Hall of the Novice doesn't provide them enough training for them to do so. And although to maintain skill rotations, to maintain the content to teach people to how to construct their own skill rotation is going to be a difficult task, considering that it takes a lot of maintenance to do so. But for now, they will be adding some sort of like a mechanic practice for the content.
そしてタンクが誰もヒールしてもらえなくて落ちるみたいな。
So basically, to sum it up, especially overseas, we are often getting the feedback or to have something for players that are kind of like graduating from the spark setters, like how to learn mechanics, how to maintain the dots, like skill rotations, and so on. But we are still debating about rotations because that will cost a lot, and especially a very hard, and it's very difficult to maintain it. But for now, we are starting with training specific for mechanics.
重ねてはいけないやつですね。そうですね。いわゆるターゲット AE と言われる、特定。
And so, yeah, this is another screenshot that shows that know how to handle mechanics where you know you're not supposed to step on or you're not supposed to.
確かにね。
ちゃんとこういうことになりますよっていうリアクション。
And it also teaches you what will happen. It will also show what will happen if you are trying to stack with another NPC when this kind of mechanic happens.
形式でこうクリアしていくみたいな形になっているので、やってみてもらえればプレイしながら覚えていけるんじゃないか。
So hopefully, when you are dealing with this gimmick, you get to understand what kind of mechanic this is and how to deal with it in the future. And when you see this kind of mechanic, you would think, hey, I don't play tanks, so I have no idea what this mechanic is all about. So, although people do not know what this is, it's going to be a very painful mechanic anyways. But with this training, you will get to know what this mechanic entails and what it teaches you to do.
まあこれが出始める頃のレベルだと、まあなんとなくきっと僕には関係ないけど痛いやつだろうねみたいな。なのでこれ。
Although it will also teaches players that this mechanic might not be related to me because I won't be dealing with this mechanic, but at the very least you get to know what this mechanic is about.
あなたはちゃんと離れてタンクさんがこの攻撃を受ける場所を確保してあげましょうみたいなトレーニングになってますし。
This will be the training where when this mechanic is implemented on tanks, you are supposed to move away from the tanks and let the tank resolve it by itself. This kind of content will teach you that. Anyone that hasn't played tank doesn't think too much about the markers we have for the tank specific mechanics. All they know is, well, something that is unrelated to me, but it hurts. So we have added this to the content as well.
他にも塔の説明がすごい難しくて、非課税はみんなもう塔って呼んでると思うんですけど、僕らも最初あれ塔のつもりで作ったんですけど、もはや塔じゃなく、とりあえず入ればいいものになってると思うんで。
And there's also plenty of mechanics like the tower mechanics where they design the mechanics to look like a tower where people have to go in, but things have gotten much more complicated or much more colorful since then, and tower mechanics may not look like tower mechanics anymore. So yeah, this kind of content will also teach you what you're supposed to deal with it when mechanics of different kinds of design appears.
初心者の方気楽にプレイしていただければと思うんですが、とにかく遊びながらちゃんと覚えられる仕組みっていうのを今回作りましたので、ここからまたさらに発展させて。
And this is not only the mechanics are not only the one that will be implemented in the content. For now, they are going to implement a few mechanics in, but in the future, they will teach you even more basic stuff like how do you do tank switches, how do you maintain MDT, and many others as well. Anyway, to sum up what Yoshida said just now, we start with the easy indicators, but things like look away markers, explanation for towers are in there as well. Every experienced players already know what the tower mechanic is, but that's not how we can start to explain those correctly. And in the end, there will be sort of a graduation exam, and of course, it's not required, it's not forced on players for it. But players can actually give it a try and keep playing and doing content. We have also prepared some tooltips as well. So that concludes the whole explanation on the updates for Hall of the Novex. We are going to move on to PvP updates.
基本は極端なナーフ、いわゆる弱体をせずに 今のロール感の中で、
はい
不足している部分を、強化するっていう形で、揃えようと思っているので、ちょっと激しく数値が下がるみたいなことはできるだけなしにして。
So with this PvP updates, what they aim for is to prevent from the jobs being nerfed, and they try to actually consolidate some of the stuff to make it easier to play, and hopefully the updates that come up with 7.1 is not going to bring that impression where the jobs are being nerfed, but they've been drastically nerfed or drastically buffed, and they're trying to maintain the balance with it.
こちらなんですが、PVP のアクションを実行した時と、
はい
それから判定、いわゆる攻撃を受けるとか当てるとかっていう時の処理を、全部リファクタリングして、
は
リファクタリングってプログラムをきれいに書き直すみたいな意味なんですけど、変えました今回。
ほうほう
今までって押した攻撃パケットを送った時に、もう判定もしちゃってるので。
What extensive updates to PvP action, execution, and hit detection is that they are refactoring the programming code so that the coding will make the execution for PvP actions as well as hit detection to be a lot more, how do you put it, intuitive? Yep, intuitive and more
わかりやすく言うと、見てからちゃんとアクションが
So basically, this ends up that when the skill hits the players, it will be easier for people to detect that yes, this skill actually hits the players and it will take place, and it will execute it as it is.
先に3入ってたりっていうのが、当たってからになるので、見てから防御が間に合うとか、判定をより
Basically, if you want to explain what kind of PvP updates will entail to other players, you can just say that they are refactoring the programming code to make sure that the execution and the hit detection is improved, much more improved than the what it is, what we have currently.
作りのねレベルとしても上げていこうということで、今回判定処理大幅アップデートさせて。14
の作りとしては大幅な変更ですね。
そうですね。やっぱり今の判定は判定で、ラグった時にいい面もあれば悪い面もある。で今回入れてる処理もやっぱり違った意味でのラグに対してのいい面と悪い面があるんだけど。
So this is Yoshida is explaining a lot of programming gimmicks here, which is probably out of my expertise on the matter, so please forgive me for it. Anyway, for programmers or those who are very versed in programming and coding, you should know what refactoring means. Yeah.
ただ今まで通ったのにとか間に合わなかったのにみたいなやつが変わってくるので、遊び心地結構違いますので、ぜひ楽しんでみてください。はい。そしてさらに次。7.0 で、PVE のジョブに新ジョブ入ったり、新しくねアクション追加されたりしましたが、今回 PVP のジョブアクションにも各ジョブちょっとねピクトマンサーと、バイパーは新たに追加されたばっかりなので、追加アクションはまだない。ただ調整はもちろん行ってるんですけど、各ジョブ新しい PVP アクションが実装されていますので、こちらまたちょっと各ジョブは触り心地変わっております。僕よく使ってるクロマ同士とかは、もうなんかとあるものがなくなったせいで全く違うジョブになり始めたりとか。
So basically, to sum it up, what Yoshida mentioned in the PvP changes and now, I'm using Miona's translation for this. Okay, we make changes to hit detection. A good example are the machinist limit break and primer ran on war. A lot of the times where the animation hasn't gone off fully yet, but the effects like stun has already registered on the opponents. This is changing now, and you can react with shields once you see the animation starts. So instances of hey, actually, I already used a shield. I should have shielded my ally. Why did my ally got hit? Or instances like I already healed my opponents, but why is it down? That kind of cases will be reduced a lot. Anyway, the next one will be PvP job action additions and adjustments. For every job, we are adding with new PvP actions except for Wiper and Pictomancer, since they are absolutely new. So considering that BLM is already changing a lot, they feel that some jobs might be very different with the new addition skills and adjustments there is. And next will be arena improvements for the Rig Sense and Cloud9, as well as balance adjustments for frontline and rival wings.
リニューアルをしてですね、行こうという計画が 7.2 で行われているんですが、今回とにかく、ジョブ間の、パラメータを調整するそれぞれの数字の重み付けをやってるんですけど、これを改めて数パーセント単位でジョブごとにやるのと、リミットブレイクのリキャストタイマーとかもかなり細かく今回調整入れましたんで。
So this balance adjustment involves the damage values as well as assorted values that that is involved when it comes to frontline and rival wings, as well as what the numbers and as well the calculation during limit breaks and other many other factors.
選択ロールアクションという新しい、遊びを入れて、よりそのクリスタルコンフリクトみたいな少人数のものと大規模なもので差別化を図っていこうかなと。
And there will be addition of a lot of sort of like role-related PvP skills, so that it will expand a lot of playability. And when it comes to small-scale content like crystal conflicts and so on. Actually, by the way, the kind of brick updates for Frontline is actually going to be at 7.2. And this PvP updates they are going to implement in 7.1 is just a preparation for what's going to come for 7.2 as well. And anyway, that will be all for the PvP updates. So, yep, let's move on to the more meaty part of what's going to come for 7.1. Anyway, a screenshot first. Oh wow, what this is? Oh, there's a new instance dungeon. Ueyawata Fuel Station. Ueyawata? Yue what? Yeah, Yoshi has no idea if the intonation for this particular word is correct. He has no idea how to pronounce it correctly, by the way. Ueyawata. Yeah, so it will be fun to see how players will make the effort to announce it or to pronounce it correctly. Anyway, Ueyawata. And we have one more screenshot. Anyway, a purple color-ish dungeon. Looks like it feels like, yeah. It's going to make the law people wondering whether this is a dark elemental or is it going to be lightning elemental. Anyway, new screenshots, but oh wow, well, it is pretty, but pretty. What is this? There's a glass. There's a panel glass. Well, when it comes to having glass panels in instance dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV, it usually end up getting broken. Someone break it out, or monsters coming out from the glasses and all. So will that happen here too? It usually breaks in Final Fantasy XIV dungeons. Will this happen over here as well? Time will tell. Yeah. Okay, the dungeon check for this is almost over. The balance, yeah, the balance check for this dungeon is also complete, almost done, and everything is almost fixed here. It will be quite a fun dungeon to go through, by the way. Hopefully players will enjoy it. The third boss will be very engaging, by the way.
皆さんはぜひサンボス
ね。
よしやるぞっていう感じで臨んでいただきたい。
So hopefully those who are going to play this dungeon, please be very prepared for the third boss, and hopefully we'll have some degree of yeah. Let's go and let's do this when you fight the third boss. Alright, moving on, we will have Echoes of Vanadil, a new Alliance Raid series. Echoes of Vanadil. So let's hear from the audiences. Who here is an existing player, or who here actually plays Final Fantasy XI? Oh, that's quite some amount of players actually play Final Fantasy XI. Nice. Well, time to good for people to look forward to it. So for this, almost everything has been done assembled. Almost everything of this is done assembled. So currently they are entering the stage where if there's any drastic changes that needs to be made for this content, they need to let Yoshida know right now. And now they're entering this phase. Yeah. Yep. So considering as everything has been done assembled, the prototype of this content is already done. But they will need to go through some producer and director checks for this, and it will be done in near future. And Yoshida has already done the first playtest with 24 people as well. Now he's going to bring screenshots for this content. Let's move on to see what this screenshot entails. Oh. Let's stop here, shall we? Oh, what this is. So, for those who actually play Final Fantasy XI, do you know what this place is? You should know what this place is. Anyone? And Yoshida is asking an audience what this place is. An audience say this is Juno. Oh. Well, the audience got it correct. It's called Juno, the First Walk. Well, wow, someone actually answered it without even have to think. They know that it's Juno. This actually is done with the latest graphic, including the enhancements. The dungeon is actually assembled and designed by the staff member who is also involved in Final Fantasy XI as well. So for those players who actually went through Final Fantasy XI, they might even have the BGM played inside their head.
私のファイナルファンタジー11のキャラクターは、ジュノの街の壁のテクスチャーをずっと研究しているため、そのまま壁を見続けたまま今もジュノの街に立っております。佇んでいる。いや、本当にファイナルファンタジー11の、テクスチャーのタイリングループっていうのはおそらく未だに世界一だと思うんですよ。それよく言いますよね。本当に信じられない。しかもあれがプレイステーション2で動いてる自体が異常なんですよ。それぐらいずっとそのメモリ管理とテクスチャーの謎を解くために、なるほどね。はい、壁をずっと凝視してる。そうそう。ちょっとね、イカれたやつが眠っているんですが、まあこんなところが。出てまいります。さらにもう一枚スクリーンショットございます。
So one more screenshot going on. Basically what Yoshida mentioned just now is that there was a particular player who is so obsessed with Juno, the town itself, that they painstakingly studied the textures, the wall textures on the city as well. But yeah, there are players out there who are quite obsessed with how the city is constructed and all that.
例外になることでしょうよ。
there's probably just chit chat coming from Yoshida.
まあこっちがパーティープレイですから、
はい。
先方もパーティープレイで来る可能性なんかも
やば。
あるんじゃないかなと。
マジ
So for 11 Final Fantasy 11 players, you should
まあ
know
ちゃんと
what character could be
誰が
found
誰を
in
防御
this
してるかみたい
area.
なのも見ながら24人で挑んでいただきますので、結構新しいそれに応じて試みもたくさん詰まった、
確かにな。
うん、
コメント。
So this
闇をなのっていうコメントも出すん
そう
ですが。
なんですよ。
this particular
So
alliance raid will be full of elements
何
and
回かあるはずなのに、もう
stuff
もう
where Final Fantasy player 11 players will immediately able to identify, and they will be able to challenge this dungeon while walking through their own memory lane.
11ご存知ない方でも、0から100まできっちり楽しんでいただけるように当然。
So this content is also created so that players who know zero or nothing about Final Fantasy 11 will be able to enjoy it as well.
11によりね興味とかを持っていただいて、11もね我々クリエイティブスタジオ3で、一緒にね運営させていただいてますんで、11の方もねちょっto触っていただくようなきっかけになればなと。
はい。
So we hope that with this alliance raid, it will also entice players to try out Final Fantasy 11 as well, considering that Final Fantasy 11 is also under the supervision and operation for Creative Studio 3. So if you are interested in Final Fantasy 11 after the alliance raid, please give it a try.
これをまあ14日本語ベースでカタカナとかでやったんですけど、どうしても雰囲気が出ないので。今回すいません、特別に敵の名前とかはすべてアルファベット表記に11に準拠してそうさせていただいてますんで、すいません、バグではないのでご承知おきください。
So please, this is only for the Japanese players. The enemies that are appearing in this alliance raid will be in alphabet instead of katakana.
闇の王じゃなくてシャドウロードって出てる。ああかっこいい。
出るとしたらね。
Yeah, and the namings and everything will follow the English localization as the default base instead of the Japanese version of the name. This is mainly only for Japanese players, so for those who are playing, well, this is largely irrelevant to many of the viewers who are watching this stream.
個人的には私もですね、いつだっけな、2、3週間後の初見メンバーに招集されておりますので、大変楽しみにしております。
そうね。
はい、大変楽しみにしております。
あさって？
あさってじゃないです。10月半ばぐらいのやつです。
ああ、なるほど。だいぶ終盤。
PD チェックかなんかだと思います。
あ、じゃあ多分それね、最終ですね。
総まとめの頃、じゃあ一番仕上がったやつを。
そうです。バトルチームなし。
あ、なるほど。
吉田以外誰も知らない。
マジ初見。
そうそう。できればロールもシャッフルしてみたいなやつで最後やるんですけど。いや、それにアサインされてますね。
楽しみです。
はい。精一杯皆さんに楽しみ驚いていただくように頑張って作ってますので、ぜひストーリー展開も含めて、ご注目いただけると大変嬉しいです。
どうぞご期待ください。ということで、エコーズ・オブ・バナディール第1弾ジュノザ・ファーストウォークのご紹介。
Anyway, just to recap what I have said just now, the names in Final Fantasy 11 Alliance Raid, as in the monsters as well as the player names and all that, will be displayed in alphabetical letters if you are playing the Japanese version and not like 14 in Japanese. Changing this for 14 would have felt weird, so the name will not be written in Japanese during those alliance raid. Anyway, moving on to next is a new trial, the Minstrel's Ballad, Sphinx Burden. And looking at this, the design is actually quite cool. It feels as if we are actually fighting some sort of a robot. So for long time Final Fantasy 14 players, they know that the trial for Silver Power is going to be this. Apparently, Foxconn have been hearing a lot of feedback saying that they really hate the normal version of the trial. And he's apparently hearing a lot of stories where people actually cleared this trial. There is no groups that cleared this trial actually survived their way all the way to the end. And Yoshida is asking, what kind of mechanic are they actually getting stuck on? You know, the absolute something something something?
むちゃくちゃになると LB3 を使うチャンスでもあるのでめちゃくちゃ上がるんですけど、2人とも行ってまうっていうのがね。
Yeah, and Foxconn is just explaining what happened to those who are having troubles with specific field mechanics that come up by the boss.
あそこを乗り越えればもう一気に輝ける。
ヒーラーの方
ね、私の気持ちが分かるヒーラーの方ね。
Apparently, healers are having issues with it.
輝くのはまあ分かるけどさ、それにしちゃ無理に輝かせようとしてむちゃくちゃやってきとらんみたいなね印象あると思うんで、ああなるほど、むちゃくちゃがどうなるかですね。
いや本当ですよ。いやそうなんですよ。いや
もう一枚ね。
今だからノーマルな話をしてるわけで。
Anyway, but by the way, what Foxconn described just now is actually for the normal version of the trial. Whether this mechanic will be appearing in this absolute mechanic, whatever will appear in Extreme has yet to be seen.
どうでしょうね。
We have no idea yet.
どこに行ったんだろうね。
ね。
ちょっと一枚戻してもらえますか。
戻しましょうか。
So we are going back to the previous picture, and then we move on to the next one. Like, wow, this is different, isn't it? Something is changed. Something changes. Something has changed.
半透明の薄っぺらい板がありますけど。
薄っぺらい板。しかもちょっと透明ですね。
あんなもん信用できるかいっていう。
So
薄さの板が敷いてありますね。
yeah, it makes people's faith or people's trust in the trial a bit shaky.
いやもうそう
Yeah,
ね。
will
これ
they
確か
actually?
に両サイドの腕からビーム打ちますっていう今体勢でしょ、
はいはい、
あれ。
これ打ちますね。
だからあれどっちかサイドにまず寄りなさいだと
そういうことですね。
So you are if you look at the screenshot, you can see that the boss,
多分そう。
both of the hands of the boss, are charging up the lasers. So you should know how to deal with this, right?
期待いただいて楽しんでく
You
ださ
should
い。
know where to go, right? With both hands charging up the lasers.
もちろん
でございます。
There will be a lot of unknown mechanics that is not found in the normal that will assist in the extreme as well. Of course, that will appear. So please look forward to it.
させていただければと。
はい、ということでぜひご期待ください。
はい
僕エターナルクイーン透滅戦の
So yeah, anyway, just to recap, from Yuna's translation,
次のバトル
she clearly shows that she's shooting the lasers from her arms, right? So if you have to move platform,
なるほどね。
you definitely have to move. But after that, the bridges might disappear. So yeah, hopefully you know how to. Hopefully you are aware of how to deal with it.
現白虎聖魂戦となります。
Moving on, there will be a new Unreal trial, the Jade Store Unreal.
なんですか？
いやいやいや。
私バトル自体は大変好きなんですよ。
はい
テンポが速くて、
え
すごく連携してる感もあって。
And apparently the rewards are going to be also pretty. Hopefully Yoshida will be able to show it in the next PLL.
はい、なのでシリーズからの、ゲームはレベル100で今の、
So the next Unreal will have the players fighting Byakko at level 100.
後半はご出演です
いや、わかんないです。
So does this mean that Yoshida will be singing this song at the later half of the battle? We have no idea. This depends on
わ
Soken.
かんないですよ。
これ PD チェックはやるんですか？これから
これからです。
これから
です。
なるほど。
なので、わかんない。流れてるのかどうなのか。僕はあんまり好きじゃないんで、歌あんまり好きじゃないんで。
いやいやいや。
Well, Yoshida has said that he doesn't really like the song, but we have no idea whether Yoshida is saying the truth or not.
いや、ここもうちょっとさ、素剣エフェクターかけといてくれりゃいいじゃんみたいな。
そういうところが気になる。
Yeah, he was hoping that
いいんですよ、あれ。
Soken would have actually applied some effects on Yoshida's Yoshida's voice. He doesn't like his raw voice being displayed in full for the song. But anyway, he's hoping that no shenanigans will happen with the team.
そういうことですね。
ね、このシリーズでゲームは進んでいくのかなということなので。
楽しみですね。この先ももう楽しみですね。
ぜひぜひ。
Hopefully people will be looking forward to it. Yes. Moving on to the next, we have the following. Dododong. New battle content. We have a new battle content coming out. This is a completely new type of battle content.
たっていうのが
and it's apparently been written in a way that everyone can understand.
とかでちょいちょいは言ってたんですけど、次出しちゃった方が分かりやすいかな。
Well, it will be easier to know once
メツ
we bring out the next
アライアンス
stream.
レイドという
Metsu Alliance Raid,
コンテンツが
which English translated to Chaotic Alliance Raid.
アライアンスレイドってことは24人ってことですか？
So this Alliance Raid means it's going to be 24 people. Yes, yeah, it's an Alliance Raid. So
これね、なん
メツ
てしましょうっつって
メツ
って
英語やば。カオティックアライアンスレイド。
そうですよ。
and it's already chaotic.
いよいよカオティック。
一応ね、日本語でもね、ランっていうね、あったんだけど、ラン
So apparently, they were trying to put the kanji as run, which translates to chaos, as in confusing chaos run.
12巻では一番
But they set up with Metsu. So yeah, ultimately.
絶と滅を合わせると絶滅になるしね。
And when you combine the kanji zetsu, which is ultimate, with metsu, which is chaotic, zetsumetsu means wipe in Japanese. So yeah. So they can't really go too much to go too far with this chaotic alliance because they don't want players to quit the game over it. So
ちょ
yeah.
っと難しいね。もうこの話をしてる時点で、じゃあ
あれっていう。
そうそう作ろうとしたんです。悟空で作ろうとしたんですけど、担当しているオズマが
オズマか。
てへ霊式っぽくなっちゃいましたって言ってた。
てへ。オズマてへはいかんよ。
So yeah.
なので最初は悟空ってつけようと思ったんですけ
So
ど、
24 people here.
じゃあちょっとミスリー
So
ドだねっていうことで
if this chaotic alliance rate at the difficulty of 24 man ultimate, yeah, no, we are not going to go that far. We are going to make people quit because of this.
はい。で、
はい。
まあ
So
こちら
basically, this alliance rate is going to have some sort of feel of extreme, the difficulty, extreme difficulty.
2回に1回とかっていうのはちょっとまだ計
But
画が立てれ
then
てないです。
はい。
Osma, Mr.
いろいろ
Osma,
新しいこと
has
をやってい
mentioned
る
that,
ので
well, it
まあ皆さん
turned
から
a bit
も
more
し
savage
こ
than
のまま
extreme in the
で
end.
きれば
So
何回かに1回は出してほしいみたいなお声があるようであればちょっと明確にライン化してちょっと増やしていけたらなとは思ってるんですけど
So depending on the players' feedback in the future, they are going to make it either more defined as well as more apparent in the near future.
なるほどね。
So this will be the first person that you are going to go against. Chaotic Alliance Rate, the Cloud of Darkness.
なので
はい。
24人のメツアライアンスレードとは書いてますが道中はございません。
Okay, anyway, to make it clear and make it more apparent with what I said just now, for now, they have only planned one Chaotic Alliance for this, and whether this will be a reoccurrence, will occurring content or not, will be a constant content or not, will depend on the feedback they receive in the future. So if the feedback is negative, then yeah, very likely this won't continue. But if the feedback is positive, then they will move forward with it.
実装された時から遊んでるよっていう方はどれぐらいいらっしゃいますか？
いますね。ありがとうございます。
Oh, so this is why she's in the patch
こい
art.
つの顔は見てきたと思うんです。散々
So yeah, there are no trash mobs for this. Okay, there will be no road to the last boss. This will be the boss that you face when you enter the content.
もう一
Yes.
枚スクリーンショット持ってきております。
And we have one more. We have one more new screenshot. Yes.
新しいものを見せた時の現場の声はおーだったのに、うわーってですよ。
あげくですね今なんだこれっていう
And everyone is wondering what the hell is
こ
this?
んなハッシュタグメーター。
大変あれですね。
Well, this is
皆さんも
horrible.
ここから見た感じ嬉しそうですね。
嬉しそうですね。
嬉しそうですね。
Apparently, people are.
いいって書いてある。いいって書いて
井桁のいいですね。
ある。はい。
Hopefully, you are very well aware with.
塔が立ってドンになるのかもしれないですね。これね。さあまあこれだけじゃねよくわかんないですから。
But with only this, you are not going to tell what is going to happen anyway. So let's bring one more screenshot. Yeah.
もっとわかんないの出ちゃったじゃん。
いや
But the screenshot that is going to show the next is going to make you confused even more. I have no idea what's happening in the screenshot.
でかいから小さく見えるけど
ちっちゃくない。なるほどなるほど。
こ
And
の人ねなんか第一世界で見た
見た
かなみたいな
見た見た。
なんか床消して
and you know that the boss, you have seen it when you were at the first, right? You should be able to tell what this boss is.
豆腐みの話をしましたけど
いっぱいある。
丸指定されてるじゃん
指定されてます
ここは3人で入れ
どう見ても
2人で入れ1人で入れ
いやー、そうですか。そうですか。
And this is going to take a lot of planning, like who is going to step here, who is going to step that AoE, and so on and
こ
so
ち
on.
ら専用報酬ちゃんと用意してございます
And
で
note, there is a specific and specific rewards for this content.
なるほど。
ちょっと新しい仕組みだったりとか、まあサーバーを超えてちょっとした新しい仕組みを作ったり
Please note that there are unique rewards for
報酬
this.
システムとか一体どういうものが手に入るのかとかに関してはパート2で
そうですね
より実機も含めて詳しくね説明させていただければと
So
思うんです
in
が
part 2 of the PLL, Yoshida will demonstrate what kind of rewards or what kind of specific and unique rewards you will get from this content.
でしょうね。
なんだってアライアンスレイドに対してのギミックの数だから
はいはいはいはいはい。
もうそもそも画面の圧がすごいんですよ
So you have to understand that
賑やか
if you think that these mechanics are complicated, please take note that this mechanic is meant to be resolved by 24 people, 24 players. So
4層レベル
it's a given that this will be very chaotic to the screen.
私も信じたい。
Yeah,
まあでも
it's meant to be resolved by 24 players, by the way. So please take note if this mechanic seems to be too hard for you.
大好きとはいえまあ絶場で
You
は
please take this in mind.
で
That
す
is.
ねみんなでワイワイちょっとチャレンジしていただけたらなとまあもしかしたらね私たちは B アラ専門ですっていう人たちがパーティー募集でね
なるほどね。
A アラ C アラ募集しますみたいな我々8人は B アラの動きが完璧ですみたいな
はいはいはいはい。
まあ皆さんがどういうね
So hopefully there will be some new and unique kind of players coming out with messages when they're trying to gather 24 people to do this content. Like for instance, we B Alliance have got past this mechanic and executed it perfectly. We are looking for Alliance A and C to do the same or something like that. Maybe you can put that in your party finder description.
それからいやいや
Let's see how it goes.
マイパッチじゃなくていいから欲しいわっていうお声などなどねいただければ大変嬉しいので
So he's also welcome feedbacks and
はい、ありがとうございます。
comments from players who are interested in this content.
ございますのでトントンと参りたいと思います。
And that concludes the introduction of this content, and we are moving on to the next. Well, there he is. New Ultimate Raid.
はいタイトルは絶もう一つの未来と
Futures Rewritten Ultimate.
さっきパッチアートでも出てましたので
And yep, you see them in the patch artwork as well.
こういう人は
So yeah.
おつわものいますね
つわものどもよ。
健康にだけ僕ね結構 TGS でその辺にいて皆さんに声かけていただくと健康には気をつけてくださいねってすごい言っていただくんです 7.1 絶行く方健康には気をつけて、
皆さんもね本当
メンタル的な健康気をつけて挑んでいただければと思います。
はい。
じゃあこちらはですね
We hope that you will be able to challenge this content at the tip-top shape.
ギリいいやっていう
And hopefully you're not pushing yourself too much for this.
どうぞ
どうぞ。
Let's go with the first screenshot.
そうね
おるんか。
さっきの2人どこ行ったん
そうだよ。
Well, what happened to that?
さんと内村さんが
そうですね。
再び出てくるのがどうなのか
忙しそう。
Well, what happened to the previously two young girls? And first, we have this boss.
いやめちゃめちゃかっこいいですね改めてこの感じ見るとね
You can actually ignore the Sotomura and Nakamura because this is actually
大変申し訳ないのでもう一枚どうぞ
as actually an in-community joke, which I don't think that is relevant to the English players. And then next screenshot will be
やばそうですね。
oh.
まあここまで行くにはどうなんでしょうね
So when it comes to this phase, I wonder what is going to happen.
いやわかんないよ。序盤の序盤いきなりまずこっから
初手こいつかもしれない。
始まって。
So well, you might actually start the battle with this Gaia as your first opponent. You never know.
ものがギルンギルンしてますけど、なんで。
もうだって後ろとかさ。
はい。
And when you look at the back,
生み出されたのもね。
you can see that the delay spell pattern is been very evident at the background.
発明したのもオズマですね。
So, by the way, the one who created this mechanic is Mr. Osma, which is one of the better content creators.
まあもうちょっと担当者的にこれ以上は勘弁してくださいということですので、順調に仕上がってますので、こちらは
So that's all that they will introduce. The better content director doesn't want to show too much in case of spoilers. So he's going to work very hard for it.
1週間ですかね。
1週間だっけ？
1週間かもしれない。ちょっと詳しいことはじゃあまた次回、
とりあえずメインはちゃんとやっていただけるように配慮してすぐ開けますというパターンですね。はい。
So this will be released in 7.11. Yes, and there will be maintenance, and it will start. They will end the maintenance at the sharp time in order to ensure the world first players will get to go in a fair state of situation instead of delays. Not sure whether this will be 1 or 2 weeks after the 7.1 release, but it won't be at the same day as 7.1. So it will be a 7.11 release. Next, Domang Mahjong update. Apparently, there will be voice reactions and commentary from the Scions added for Mahjong. Oh. Apparently, you get to choose the Scions commenting on Mahjong.
まあゴールドソーサーのショップで購入って書いてある通り、まあ MGP のポイントでそのゲットできていくんですけど、まあコンビ打ちじゃないですよ。コンビ打ちっつっても分かる人あんまりいないかな。僕がこう打ってる時に、この辺にアルフィノがいてくれたり、アリゼにいてもらったり、で。
By the way, the voice reactions and commentary from the Scions will be a voice pack that you can purchase using MGP. So this will be the voice coming from Alfinot. Yeah, when you score something in Mahjong, his voice will be played. Yep. Another demonstration? Another voice demonstration?
さらにこちらのキャラクターのもございますので聞いてみましょう。どうぞ。
Is Alize?
はい、倒さないでくださいねって。
Is Alize?
もう一個ございます。
One more. Yes.
というので、暁の皆さん分の、しかもこれだけじゃなくて、まあ振り込んじゃった時とか、上がった時とか、まあいろんな局面に対して声が当たっており、
So different voices as well as different voice packs will be played at different situations in Mahjong, and they have prepared a lot of variations for it. So for those who are interested and those who really like to play Mahjong, please give it a try. We hope that by playing this voice pack, those Mahjong players will be more invested in the story.
優しそうじゃない？
そうですね。
非課線好きすぎてさ、もうなんか振っても振り込んじゃっても積もられても、負けてももう次があるさみたいなさ、感じだと思うんだけど、もう安虎さんでしょ一番怖いの。
怖そうですね。
だからそれを切るなって言ったのよ私みたいな。言いそうじゃない？
言いそう。
Additional commentary from Yoshi-P regarding the content.
さてどんなボイスになっているのか、ぜひですね。
Apparently, Yoshida is most scared of Yashitola's voice because who knows what kind of voice is she going to say during it.
もう一つございます。見てみましょう。
今回の 7.1 パート1ではここまでなんですけど。
So that should be all for 7.1. And next, he's going to provide you a housing update.
もっと細かいたくさんの項目ご紹介していこうと思うんですが、まあせっかく TGS ということで、ハウジングのちょっと大きめのアップデート、
Apparently, the housing update is sorted as a major one.
各エリアの内装パターンを選択可能
From a housing update, select interior designs from different residential areas regardless of the location of your plot.
どういうことですって言うと、ちょっとスクリーンショットを見てみましょうか。
So from there, we are going to show you a screenshot of what it is.
ハウジングに内装のリフォーム機能という、新しい新機能が追加されます。内装を丸ごと取り替える、まさにリフォームをするという仕組みです。
This is actually a reform of the current housing selection.
ラベンダーベッド、そういった土地に合わせた、まあ、外観建てられる家っていうのはこだわって、まあ、ここは維持するんですけど、もう家の中は他のリージョンのでもいいじゃないかと。
なるほどね。
いうことで、
So up until now, your housing interior as well. The housing interior, the interior of the housing when it's at the default state is different depending on which region you buy your housing from. But as of 7.1, this restriction is going to be lifted, and regardless of where you buy your housing from, the interior can be selected, based on the menu that's given to you in the screenshot, and it won't be region restricted anymore. And on top of that, there will be addition of new interior designs as well. For instance, the one that's shown in the screenshot. Those who are really into housing,
別にガランとした部屋じゃんって思う方はいらっしゃるかもしれないですけど、まあもう一枚ちょっと送ってみましょうか。
and there will be one more.
今まで
よく見るやつね。
This is one of the housing interiors.
全てなくなります。
ありがとうございます。
で、まあ本当に長らくね、14、
This
ハウジング
is
が
the
公開さ
one.
れたのパッチ 2.1？
1だったと思います。
まあそこから本当に長らくね遊んでいただいて、本当に信じられないぐらい素晴らしいロールプレイねしていただいてるんですけど、ついにお待たせしました、柱がなくなりましたんで、これを
Right
利用して
now, you no longer can have not say you no longer. It's more like you can have housing without the pillars anymore in the interior for patch 7.1 onwards. So for those who have requested for that, thank you for the wait. Thank you for the wait. This will be implemented for 7.1.
買いますな。
ありますよね。
お高いんでしょう。
Yep. For those who have been waiting for a long time, thank you for your
リ
wait.
フォームですよ、だってあなた。ただでいいよ、もう無料で好きなだけ変えてください。
And those interiors are free of charge. You don't have to pay anything extra.
もっと気軽にこういろんなレイアウトに切り替えて、
So feel free to select whatever interior that you like without paying anything and have fun decorating
で
with no additional cost.
家具配置しちゃってるよっていう場合、これ全部
Anyway, yeah, Yoshida is making the reforming very expensive. No,
あると思うんですけど、
it costs nothing.
全
So
部我々が倉庫にぶっ込みます。
あ、なるほど。
なんで倉庫は一応開けといてください。
はいはいはいはい。
なので我々が内装をチェンジってやったら、倉庫の空き容量を調べて空いてたらそこに全部突っ込みますんで。
So there will be some, because of these changes, right? Some of the items, housing items, will be forcefully slotted into your inventory. So if you found that your housing your items in the house are getting changed or disappear without a trace, please check your warehouse. It should be in your warehouse slot.
内装のリフォームはまあ無料でいいんですけど、
If you already have the items placed, we are going to put it all into storage. You don't have to do it manually one by one, but you do have to replace them. So please be noted.
もうそこは次元の狭間でもいいんじゃないかと思いまして。
ごめんなさい、どういうこと
何を
ですか。
言ってんのか
For to Eric, I don't think it's called warehouse. It's more like storage. Sorry,
まあ L サイズの
storage.
空間
Yeah.
が広がっててももういいんじゃないかな。
なるほど。
Yeah, your housing is going to get broke, but it's not that it's going to disappear. It's just going to put inside your storage. So you just have to replace, sort of reposition it. Yeah.
そこはちょっと開放させていただいて、ただこちらはお題いただきますよ。 頑張ってね L の土地購入された方ね、おいおいちょっと勘弁してくれってなるんで、こちらはまあもちろん自由に切り替えられるようにしますけど、都度ギルはいただく予定ですので、
なるほど。
ここはすみません、ちょっと事前に、覚えておいていただけると助かります。
それは将来的に来るってことですか。
はい、これは今回じゃないんですけど、今次の計画として進めてますので、そっちはもうちょっと。
So there will be more coming to the housing in the future, but that is under planning right now. So yeah, we have to go through some a lot of deliberations before getting it executed.
に関しても、作業中ですので、多分あと1か2パッチぐらいでいけると思います。
We were also thinking that once you enter the house, it's basically from a different dimension, right? And we will give it interior changes for free, but we were thinking once you enter an S house, why can't it be an L size instead? So, more to come in the future? So this ends the upcoming updates for patch 7.1 for Tokyo Game Show. So yeah, from there on there will be several announcements coming up, and once it's done, this stream will end. So first of all, first announcement, Launcher Final Fantasy XIV original soundtrack. And currently pre-orders are open for the original soundtrack, so if you're interested, please consider giving a purchase. 66 tracks available. Yes, the Primals live in Japan archive footage is now available. You can actually watch the Primals' latest concert, which took place at September 21 on paid streaming services that is called Stream Pass and FanStream. So please follow the URL in order to access the archive footage. And yeah, it's going to be away pretty soon. So if you want to watch the concert, you better do it as soon as possible before it goes away.
当時のコメントもリプレイして見ることができますので、ぜひともご覧いただければ。
Anyway, additional information based on Muna's translation. In the future, you can select the internal size of your house. You can change it as often as you want, but it will cost you in the end. Yep. So yep, moving on.
じゃあ僕も買って確認してみます。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。さすがにね、2日叫んだらね、3日目ね、声枯れちゃって出なかった。いや、でしょうね。朝起きたら。
はい、ということでよろしくお願いいたします。はい、そして続いてのお知らせこちら。
Anyway, moving on to the next news will be new official merchandises
今回昨日今日と東京ゲームショウの会場で先行販売しておりましたが、現在それとは別に e ストアでも予約を受け付けております。
So currently these items are available to be purchased from Tokyo Game Show, but it will also be open at e-store for pre-orders. So one of it is a t-shirt where you can see Yoshida wearing it right now. And it's a very, very, very cool, very cute design. He doesn't like his face to be shown in the example. So here's a screenshot. And
あとはあれじゃない、そろそろ涼しくなってくるだろうから、キャンプシーズンにね。
And you can usually use the fan to fan yourself if you feel hot or something. But since it's currently autumn in Japan right now, so the weather should be cooler. So one more announcement. Yep, the Final Fantasy XIV TTRPG standard rulebook, and finally it's available for pre-order. It will be on sale 23rd of November. The release timing for North America and Europe is subject to change. So it will be released at a later date.
ここから14始めましたっていう人もね、ちょっとお会いしたんで、まあぜひちょっとさらに拡大していきたいと言ってましたんで、制作チーム。はい。
So Yoshida also met a few players who expressed interest in trying to play, in wanting to play Final Fantasy XIV. So he working with the merchandise team to expand Final Fantasy XIV in ways that will reach people even more.
いやいやいや
Anyway, that ends the announcement corner, and it's going to be the end of
疲れました
this corner. Yeah.
きつい1日90分のステージ2回はね
そうですねご苦労様でござい
声
ました
ちょっと枯れてきてるもんね
若干ね
Yeah, Yoshida is reaching his limit because he's been in two stages anymore. He's been talking 90 minutes non-stop for two stage events worth.
ありがとうございます
And yeah, Yoshida is starting to lose his voice now.
7.1の今回コンテンツ特集パート
His
1ということで
throat is currently going to get dry.
内容というのは出していきます、まあそれから世界中でねたくさん細かくいただいているグラフィックスアップデート特にねキャラクター周りに関しての、アップデート調整っていうのも
So closing words from Yoshida.
テキスト出させていただいたように、やっていきます、まあ、もちろん 7.1 だけで間に合わないものっていうものもいくつかあるのでそれらはさらに、こういった項目は 7.2 になりましたっていうのもお知らせしつつちゃんとやっていこうと思いますので
So recently he has just issued an announcement about the graphics update as well as the fixing of everything. So he's going to this patch 1.1 on top of all the new content that's going to come. It will also it also come with several fixes to the graphics updates and not just the content. And if there's any new major announcement that he needs to issue to the players, he will write it at the Lodestone. So please refer to the Lodestone for more details.
14盛り上げていけたらと思いますのでどうぞ引き続きよろしくお願いします
よろしくお願いいたします
Therefore, this is about the end of producer letter life.
会場の皆さんにもうちょっとだけ残っていただいて、まあ、せっかくなので皆さんでちょっと写真を撮らせていただこう
So for those who are attending the stage event physically, he's asking the attendees not to go with us because Yoshida and Foxconn is going to take photos with the stage attendees.
ステージコンテンツもこれで最終となりまして東京ゲームショウもそろそろいよいよ終わりの時間
So anyway, to summarize what I've said about the graphics update just now, thanks everyone for coming. This is only the part 1 of producer of the letter life, and there will be part 2 which we are going to announce at a later date. There are still things about the graphics update, details with characters and such, which I've made a post in Lodestone about those changes a few days ago or a few weeks ago. And the dev team is working very hard to bring you a very good experience for 7.1, so please look forward to it.
まあすごくねいろんな方の笑顔に触れられた TGS だったかなと思いますので引き続き全社挙げてスクエアニックスまあ14だけじゃなくてね頑張っていこうと思いますので引き続きの応援ぜひよろしくお願いします。
So this is the closing words from Yoshida, thanking all of the players, all of the attendees who come to Tokyo Game Show as well as this stage panel. So hopefully we'll see you again in the near future. So this is going to be the end of Producer Letter Life. And thank you for watching the Square Enix panels. Alright, that concludes the translation, unofficial translation and interpretation for the producer for the letter life number 83. Oh boy. Yeah, it does. It is indeed quite short and very brief. Alright, it's 3 AM for you. Yeah, please take a sleep and please take ample sleep, please. For those who are going to sleep, please do so. It's already very late for, I think, in the European sphere. Yeah. So for those who want to go to sleep, please do so. Yeah, and sleep well. Of course, good night, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for attending. Thank you. Thank you for hosting. I hope you guys do it for the other PL. Yes, of course, I will be doing it for the other PL as well. This will depend on the date. Yeah, but if there's any thing that I need to announce, I will make an announcement. Yep. It's 3:15 here on Eastern Time. Oh my god, that's quite late. So yeah, I think it's quite ungodly timeline in North America right now. Thank you. Anyway, please treat it as an unofficial translation and interpretation, and please refer to the official forums as well as the official announcement from the North American side of Square Enix for the official translation, which I think it will come about 1 or 2 weeks later. So please refer to that instead when it comes. Anyway, yep, this ends the stream for today. See you next time and bye. Sayonara.